Okay. I think I'm beginning to make some really wise decisions in life. Um, a few years ago, I started surrounding myself with very intelligent people because the ones that weren't too smart or too intelligent, they really ended up just kind of being pessimistic and dragging you down. Now, I'm not saying smart people can't be pessimistic, they can. What I am saying is that the realistic and positive people that I surround myself with um, can really help a lot in a lot of ways. So I'm really picky about who I allow into my life or who I allow to get close. Now, there are a few friends of mine that are, what should we say, irritating, frustrating, annoying, but they're also highly valued. And there is a one or two that can be a little pessimistic or hugely pessimistic at times, but they have their own values. Like for instance, one guy, and I mean he knows this. I don't have to tell him, but one guy that's a really good friend of mine. He's a, kind of like has a very abrasive personality. The problem is a lot of times he's spot on right. He's got a really good head on his shoulders, very analytical, and he can see problems coming long before they hit you in the face. Now, he also sees most things from a pessimistic viewpoint, which isn't always the case. In fact, sometimes I see that his pessimistic view can actually be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, because he attacks it in a certain aggressive way or expects or sees the possibility of things going bad, he inadvertently kind of telegraphs to the other person that things aren't gonna go well and that things are gonna get bad. And then a lot of times they really go bad for him. And then he ends up suing and straightening stuff out in court, and which is just the whole American legal process, if you're not familiar with it, is kind of frustrating, and it's kind of like a lose-lose-lose situation. You have to have had great losses in order to sue, and then once you do sue, it costs you a lot to sue, and then you never recoup all your damages. So it's really kind of a pointless, frustrating system that we have. When people don't get along, we have to involve a court system that actually hurts everybody. In many cases, not all cases. There are some cases where it's beneficial. But anyway, I digress. I have chosen a business partner with several individuals, different projects and businesses, but they're highly motivated. And they really believe in what they're doing. And I see that in these people. So I make sure that their structures are put together right. I make sure that they continue to be driven. I help them invest into what they're trying to do. I inspire them. The companies that we put together are named after them. Because, I mean, who wouldn't fight for a company with their name? And if they're not super business savvy, I maintain controlling interest of the company. So I can kind of coach them, work with them, and at some point in the future, if they choose to sell, or if I choose to sell out, I can sell off the rest of the company, so they have controlling interest. and then they can run it however they so choose once they have a better handle on how to operate things. But staying on the hamster wheel, what I mean by that is being an employee. Staying on the hamster wheel while you're trying to start a business or launch other things or inspire other people to basically jump on their own hamster wheel instead of running on somebody else's. You gotta step back. It's like you can't manage a group of people while you're in the middle of doing the same work they're doing. You've got to step back and oversee them. And yes, where you can work a business while managing it, or I mean, you can basically like for instance, if you're driving a truck and you've got 2 or 3 trucks with 2 or 3 other drivers, then yes, you can manage it from the driver's seat while you're running one truck, but it's challenging and it's hard to keep tabs on everybody while doing that, as well as maintain and manage everything else that has to be managed. So it's really important that the company makes enough money to pay you to not be on that hamster wheel and doing the day-to-day grunt work of the driving or the repair work. If you got to step up and step in and oversee something, close up, hands on, or fix something, and you have the skills to do that, absolutely, yeah, I do that. But if I don't have to, I don't want to step in and start carrying somebody else's weight. So they start relying on me to do the work that really isn't in my wheelhouse. So, and this is looking like it's really shaping up nice, kind of making this transition. So I'm pretty excited. Me and one of my partners were running numbers yesterday, and they're looking really good. Based on that, we're changing some of the ideas of how we're going to structure a few things, because there should be enough to wisely structure it and add some additional protections. So yeah, things are going good. And I am hugely blessed by the people in my life. So choose the people you allow into your life very, very wisely. You don't need drama. You don't need stress. I mean, we all have family, and we're all going to have family drama, and we're all going to have family stress, and things are going to go sideways. But if you can keep encouraging positive people around you, and constantly look for the good things that are coming out of each and every situation. Like for instance, one of the pieces of equipment that we just discovered has got brake issues. Well, all right, so we're down for a few hours while we have the brakes fixed. Gives them a chance to kick back and relax for an hour or so before they get back to work. But it also shows me that my partner is very, very well connected. He knows where to get things fixed, how to fix them, and that on the level of actually running the grunt work of the business, he's an ace. I don't have to be bothered with the repair, the maintenance of the vehicle. I can handle other administrative stuff without having to worry about that. He just lets me know what's going on. If I have to troubleshoot and I say, hey, that sounds a little expensive, let's see if we can find a way to do that cheaper. Like for instance, with brake pads, we had brake pads for one emergency brake. I don't want to get into the describing everything, but we had a very expensive part, and we just had this used resurfaced, no big deal. Cost us $40 as opposed to $250. So yeah, kind of cool. But that's where I stepped in. I said, yeah, we don't want to spend $250 on parts for a couple brake shoes. It doesn't make sense. So we just had them resurfaced. Cost us $40. So, all right. Thanks for listening. Please be wise with the people that you allow into your inner circle, the people that you talk to every day. Keep the drama, keep the stress, keep the negativity out of your life. I'm not talking about realistic. Some things are negative or could be perceived as negative, and it's just truth. So don't say, hey, the truth is a negative, so therefore I'm rejecting the truth. No, the truth is what it is. Those are facts. Negativity would be condemnation, aggressive criticism. But if you're saying, hey, yeah, the building burned down, well, the building burned down, that could be considered a negative thing on one hand, but that's not really what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is looking at that going, hey, okay, the building was, condemned anyway, so it burnt down. All right, great. That makes it easier to clean up. Okay, hey. Or, those people were struggling running that business that they were running in the building, and it accidentally burnt down. Therefore, insurance money is going to cover that, going to allow them to recover their costs and their expenses and step into something far better for them. There are definitely positive outcomes to every event that takes place, no matter how bad it might seem initially. Keep looking for the silver linings. Keep your eyes on the silver linings. You can twist and spin everything to a positive. It really, just about everything can be spun and twisted, and you could look at it as a positive light. At very least, keep your eyes open so you understand all perspectives from each individual. Like, I had a friend tell me they had a problem with a food service worker a few days ago. And I told her, well, you got to understand that, not every customer is kind and pleasant, and it takes one bad customer to ruin somebody's day in most situations. So therefore, that cashier may simply be dishing out what they just received that you were unaware of. And that may be why they're not so happy. They may have just gotten chewed out about something or by somebody unjustly. So they're kind of bothered and upset. And yes, they may be taking it out on you, but if it just happened, sometimes it takes people a little while to kind of recover from that and then go back into their positive mindset or their normal mindset. For some people, it ruins their entire day and they can't come out of that. Please take a break, take 5-10 seconds, recompose yourself, step back into your acting performance or your positive self, let the negativity go, and keep going. The one thing you can always control is how you react to everything around you. And if you always react in an upbeat or more positive manner, you can literally change a negative environment into something really wonderful. In fact, many times, the negative people, they can't stay in that environment and they will just leave. It's really fun. You walk into a room where everybody's like rawr, rawr, grouchy and negative, and you come, hey everybody, how are y'all doing today? All it takes. Just step in, little cheer, little excitement, and you watch people that grumble, rawr, 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 rawr. And you say, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Again, you're presenting positive, upbeat emotions, and they're not in that place. Sometimes they raise up to that place and they come out of their deep negative hole that they're in, and sometimes they just walk out of the room because they can't be around your positivity because they want to stay in their negativity. So look for that. Watch those people. And those that don't want to step out of their positivity or their negative, those that don't want to step out of their negativity may not necessarily be the best people to be super close friends with. You know, in life, our school system teaches us that we should do everything by ourselves. And if we can't do it by ourselves, we're cheating. And cheating's bad. Well, after you get out of school and college, things change a little bit because it's not about what you know, it's about where to find it. And if you don't develop a network of friends with resources, then you're trying to do everything on your own as an independent person while everybody else out there is kind of picking at you or jealous of you or just not wanting to help. But you were taught all through school to do it all on your own, to be self-sufficient, fully self-sufficient, not rely on anybody. That algebra test, that geometry test, that English test, all those exams, you took those by yourself in a room full of people. And unless you were, quote, cheating, you didn't have any help unless it was a group test. So you take that mentality into the world and you try to do everything on your own without any help from other people. It's extremely difficult. Help from other people and close friends that you are tightly connected with can make all the difference in the world. Choosing the wrong people, however, can dig a hole for you so deep you will never come out of it. I mean, all it takes is being around the wrong person while they're doing something really bad. And that can ruin your life and ruin any possibilities of ever being successful or having any chances at being successful. Imagine you jump in a car with somebody, a friend, you know, some guy or girl that you know, and they drive up to a bank. They say, hey, hold on, I'll be right back. They go in, rob the bank, come back out, and speed away with you in the car. You just became an accessory to a felony, bank robbery. I didn't know anything. Well, you know what? That's not super easy to prove. Or even worse, maybe you walked in the bank with them and then you were stupid enough to actually leave with them and get in the car because they were your friend and your only ride. So yeah, it makes sense that you would climb back in the car with them, but well, now you're leaving the scene of a crime with the person that perpetrated the crime. Now you've made a couple bad decisions because you're around some people that were desperate or made some bad decisions, and you've got a nasty legal battle. Eventually you're gonna get caught. And you're gonna miss out on so many wonderful opportunities throughout the rest of your life. Or, God forbid, you know, you end up hanging around a drug dealer or drug addict. All of a sudden, they slip something in your drink or whatever, and you start doing drugs. You end up addicted to it. Ruins the rest of your life. Now you have a huge thing to try to overcome, if you ever can. Some people do, many people don't. Please choose the people you allow in your life very, very wisely. Okay, I think I'm done for right now. I think I should say like subscribe and save and like or some kind of stuff like that, but I don't know that I'm going to post this to my YouTube channel, which has like 3 videos. But I wish I'd send this out. I'm not going to edit it, no matter how bad it is.
I'm not going to edit it. We'll see how it comes out. I mean, the volume may not be right because I'm like on my phone, or I may not be framed up correctly, which is distinctly possible because I'm like in the bathroom mirror, which actually kind of needs to be cleaned before I do this again. I see a couple water spots. Okay, like a bunch of water spots. You may or may not be able to see them as well as I can, but they're there. All right. Have a great day. Stay positive. Choose your friends wisely. If you have people that are constantly negative and just really, really dragging you down and a burden, like an emotional burden on you, give them some space. Take some space. It's okay to set good boundaries. I'm not saying you kick everybody out of your life because, they looked at you funny or they sneezed. I mean, that's ridiculous. And you're going to have people that are going to be in your life that you don't really like. All right, that's okay too. Some of them are insanely valuable. You may not like them, but they're insanely valuable to have around. So just don't burn your bridges. But distance yourself from the people that may be considered toxic or dangerous or are clearly making bad choices in their life. Now, I'm not saying that you have to distance yourself from everybody that's made a dumb choice in their life, because we've all made dumb choices. But if you don't learn from it and you continue to make those same stupid choices or different stupid choices or worse stupid choices, then you're not learning. And then those people aren't going to really be beneficial as friends or really as much in your life, because they're not going anywhere. They're not going to help you. They're not going to be able to help you. And this goes like financially too. If you've got a bunch of poor people, guess what? They're going to be a bunch of poor people, and poor people can't give you wise financial advice. It's a hard lesson to learn. You may love your family, but if you come from a poor family, don't listen to their money advice unless they're giving it based on the lessons they learned the hard way. That's kind of cool. Oh, and on that, buy cryptocurrency. It's probably one of the best investments that I've ever played with. Started off with my spare change and done okay with it. Not great because I was only using my spare change. I would tell you, I wish I'd had $10,000 extra to throw in 10 years ago. I'd be doing a whole lot better right now. But keep your eyes open for things. There are blessings around every corner, but you got to be ready for them. You got to be prepared for those blessings. You got to be ready to accept them, embrace them, and run with them. And when you choose an opportunity, pick it up, run with it, and remember, there is no going back. You make that decision, you stick with it, you see it through. I don't care if it's even a stupid decision. You simply just do what you commit to do. Be a person of your word. You choose to start a business. Do everything possible to make that business successful. There are people that I know, they're impulsive. The problem with most impulsive people, not all, but most impulsive people, is that they'll start a business because they think, oh, I should do this. They start it, they buy the supplies, and they never do anything. That will never work. If you make a commitment to pull the trigger and do something, you do everything to make it work, no matter what it takes to make it work. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to have a bunch of cycles of failures. You're going to try this, and you're going to quit. I didn't say you were going to fail. I said you were going to quit. You didn't fail. You just quit. You quit pushing forward. You may have run out of money, but you got to figure out a way to make more money to make it work. Case in point, my father, professional photographer, loves photography. he's still making it work. He's not wildly successful. He's an award-winning professional photographer. Not crazy financially successful. Very well known, but not a great businessman. But he is an amazing photographer. And he continues to make it work. One way or the other, whatever it takes to keep taking pictures. He's a success. He's not rich. He'll never be rich. But he is a wild success, highly respected in the community that he works in. Yeah, successful. Hands down successful. Wildly successful. Not rich, not making crazy money. But that's not his goal. His goal is never to be rich. He just wants to enjoy taking pictures. He made it work. No matter what happened. He had his equipment stolen, and it wasn't covered under insurance. He's had a whole bunch of different things happen over the years. He continues to make it work. So if you choose something like starting an online business, you keep going. Keep going. You think about it, you decide you want to do it, pull the trigger, take action, massive amounts of action, and you keep working towards your goal. It might take you 2 weeks. It might take you 20 years. It might take you a lifetime. But don't give up, don't walk away. And if you start one business, fine. Get it up and going. You want to start another? Great. Find somebody to replace you to run the first business, and then go do the second. Do you know how many people out there would love to be put into a management position over a business, even if all it is barely paying them? I mean, they would love that, to have that kind of control and to be taught that. So many people would love that. So bring them in, train people, teach them. Kind of like what I'm doing with my friend Will. I'm like, hey, we can do this. You might have to give them a little money here or there to help them launch, but if they've got the drive, and they're committed to do it, you know, you want to test them and make sure they're really committed to doing it. And you open up the opportunity. You let them step in, you let them take it. Don't overshadow them. Let them do the work. And step back and see what they do. See how much they step up. They will surprise you. Do not micromanage. Guide, give direction, and you may be picky about a few things like safety issues, or it has to be a legal business, stuff along those lines. But when it comes to running the businesses, they may have better ideas than you. So if you let them run with that, that frees you up to go do another business or start another one or help somebody else. So yeah. Owning a business, it's not a job. It's a responsibility. And if you hire the right people and watch over them, I mean, you should always know what's going on in every business. Don't ever be an absentee owner. That's just a recipe for disaster. You will be stolen from. I don't care how much they love and adore you. You're going to end up losing money one way or the other. You have to know everything going on. You have to stay in the loop. And if they're not going to tell you, they're not the right person. Okay, sorry, I digressed with a bunch of this, gone down this rabbit trail into like business consulting as opposed to selecting wise people to be in your life to help you build a legacy for your family. It didn't start with that, but that's basically what I'm doing. I'm working on building a legacy for my family by helping other people build businesses for their families. And I can walk away from that with a smile. I can be proud of that. Even if at the end of the day, all they're doing is, making a little more money or learning some skills. I can be happy with that. I can go to bed every night and know I've been a blessing to the people around me and the people that are important to me and the people that are taking care of me. And I can stay positive. Looking at that going, yeah, I've done good today. I've helped people out. I've given them wise advice. We've done good today. So, choose your close friends very, very wisely. It's okay if you don't have a lot of them. 3 to 5 really, really close friends that are very intelligent, very wise. They're worth way more than millions of wild and crazy friends. Wild and crazy friends can be fun, but they're probably not going to be great people to help you be successful in life. And then there are some super intelligent, wise, savvy business people that can kind of cut loose kind of crazy too. But, all right, I digress. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be blessed, be wise, stay positive. Things are going good. They're looking up. Even when the speed bumps hit, it's issues, problems, hiccups. At the end of the day, we're healthy, we're alive, we're breathing, we're moving forward. Speed bumps aren't a big deal. We can always make more money. We can always work harder. We can always do more. Stay positive and keep looking for that silver lining. And by the way, it's another lesson. Another rabbit trail. Okay, so if somebody is yelling at you, just remember they are the ones with the problem, not you. Unless you start yelling back, then you actually become part of the problem. But if somebody's yelling at you, they're asking you for help to help them solve their problem. Just remember, they're yelling at you because they need help. So help them. If they're accusing you of something and you didn't do it, or they're accusing you of something you did do it, they have a problem. They need some help. So talk to them. Ask them, hey, okay, what's going on? What makes you think that I did that? How can we solve your problem? Let me help you. And it's cool how they start to calm down when they're realizing, wait a second, you want to help me solve this problem that I think you created? Maybe you didn't create the problem. But I know you did. Well, let's get to the bottom of it. What makes you think I did it? How can we solve this? How can we resolve this? How can we, get you what you want and get you to calm down? So, all right, another little, lesson. Hopefully this is, I know this has been helpful. This is like a bunch of lessons that I've learned, and I'm just kind of rattling them off because I decided to make a video that is no tellingly how long. Oh, it's only 33 minutes and 56, 57, 58, 59, 34 minutes.